All right, I'll see you there. Okay, bye.
Hello, and welcome to the Cancer Journey Show. Today is, we were having some technical difficulties, so this is going out just as a recording, so our apologies to whoever tried to get on but could not get on. You are not the only one who's just listening to this as a recording. So this show was created by the Cancer Journey Institute. We are the first cancer coaching company, training company. So we train people to be cancer coaches. We're the first school in the US. And so our brand of cancer coaching, which is called Cancer Journey Coaching, is pretty new to the coaching world. So we decided to invent this show because when we try to answer the question of what is Cancer Journey Coaching, no matter what we say, people don't quite understand it. But here is what we say, just in case you want to know. So we answer the question, what is Cancer Journey Coaching? With the answer that we take people from where they are now to their newly desired future, knowing that cancer changes us. Everybody's journey is unique, but it is a hero's journey. In fact, the cornerstone of the work we do is based on the hero's journey, and we call our map the Cancer Journey Roadmap. And we use that map with several other maps to work with the emotional, mental, and spiritual state of the client. So we work with the inner landscape. So our client, so what we're doing is we're demonstrating what Cancer Journey Coaching is as it takes place over time, because that's how transformation occurs, is over time. We're working with our lovely client, Cathy, who has volunteered to put her process on loudspeaker so that she can receive the benefits of coaching, but she's willing to do that in front of all of you so that we can illustrate what Cancer Journey Coaching is. So today, Sherry Ann is going to coach Cathy, and then we'll come back and talk afterwards.
Great. Hi, I'm Sherry Ann.
And I'm Carrie. I didn't introduce myself.
And let's bring Cathy on. Cathy, will you join us? Great. And Carrie, will you? Thank you. So hello, Cathy.
Hello. Hi, Sherry Ann.
What we like to start with all of our coaching sessions is with your PESH, which is kind of the grounding tool that we created to start all of our Cancer Journey Coach sessions. So will you, just so that the audience knows, it's an acronym, PESH. It's P-E-S-H, and it stands for physical, emotional, spiritual, and hope. And then Cathy's going to top that off with a word that describes her in this moment. So Cathy, if you would, please PESH me.
Physical, I'd say 8.9. Emotional, I'd say about an 8. Spiritual, I'd say about a 6. And hope, I'd say 10. And then my word would be tired.
Tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Cathy. That's supposed to bring you here totally present. And so what do you want to be coached on today? We did, I want to check in with you on your homework from last week, but I just want to see what's coming up for you right now that feels like you want to be coached on.
So one of the things I'm thinking about is I'd really like to come up with some kind of a dream goal for myself. Not a big one, just something attainable.
Yeah, and what's bringing that up for you?
Well, I'm feeling like I need to have something to pull me forward.
Yeah, good. I'm unbeknownst to you, because we didn't talk about coaching before this, that was what I was feeling too. It's like, oh, she needs a compelling vision that she can wrap her arms around. So I was tapping into you way before we started this call today. Okay, but before we do that, let me just check in with you on your homework, because we like to do this to continue the learning that happens over the weeks. So last week, your homework was to stay in the perspective of blue. What was that like?
It was good. I was conscious of it a lot this week. I felt like, okay, if I'm not in this place of being grounded and in blue, that I wasn't going to make decisions, and I wasn't going to even. I just sort of let stuff go, and so that was kind of calming, and it was helpful. I did with some friends. We did a virtual crafting thing, and we did a soul collage card, and I'll show it to you really quick. I know I don't have a lot of time, but it was, I did this, and
wow,
and I named the card Smooth Sailing, because it kind of helped me to ground myself and make a decision about get a little bit closer to my treatment decision choices. So
yeah.
So I really took to heart the being in that grounded place perspective around that deciding about treatment. So that was super helpful, and I continue on that path. But that's what made me realize that, okay, so I'm making these decisions, and that's starting to make space for me to have a vision. And so I just was like, okay, what is that?
Yeah. No, that's very exciting. I love where you're going. That blue kind of kicked you off into creating this soul card. Love that. What was the name of it again? Smooth Sailing?
Smooth Sailing.
Smooth Sailing. I'm going to write that down. And from there, you were like, wow, how, well, I'm going to interpret this. My interpretation is, I want to bring more of that in my life, the smooth sailing. So, okay, where am I going? So that big question started emerging, like, where am I going? Where do I want to go?
Right. And so that started me thinking about things like, what's my perfect day? What's my ideal day? What's, those kinds of questions. And then I stopped because it was making me anxious. So I just stopped.
Right. Because it's like, okay, what can ground me? So what feels like I want to ground you in before we tackle the dream goal of, and so I know you're quite a skilled client. Dream goals, for those of you on this watching the show, a dream goal is an acronym that we gave to goals that are kind of like the opposite of SMART goals. SMART goals are very much in the head, and dream goals come from our heart. So dream goals stand for D, you desire it. R, it's real. You can actually see yourself having it. E is it excites you. It has energy. A, I'm trying to think of a dream, spelling it in my head while I'm talking about this. A is for it's alive. Like the dream is actually alive, and it like activates you. It makes you want to get up in the morning and move forward. And then M is for movement and motivation. Hold on one second. And M is for motivating and movement. That yes, it activates you when you're moving, but and so they all kind of intertwine together. So we use that as a litmus test, just like SMART goals. And so there's a lot of places that you can look in creating these dream goals. But I want to bring Cathy back to right now. So sorry about that, Cathy. That was just a little side thing for the audience. Where I want to ground you is your values. And I believe that you have your top 5 values. Is that right?
Hmm.
Okay. Do you remember what they are?
I have to look at them because they don't just roll off my tongue.
Okay.
Where are they? They're right here.
I know you're so organized. Edna.
Okay. I should probably tag that page in my book. Okay, so
And
my values. Do you want me
if
to
you
say
don't,
them?
yes, please.
Okay, so health, and then there's 4 or 5 sub things that go off of that. And then I have connection.
I just want your lead word. Okay, connection.
Okay, health, connection, decisiveness, integrity, nature, and fun.
Integrity and fun. Okay. So what's really important here when we're doing this compelling vision, and so what I'm trying to do is, did you say nature and fun?
I did.
Okay, I just wrote down fun. Nature and fun. Okay. What we want to do is we want to ensure that there is some kind of honoring of all of these in the dream goal, whichever it is, whatever category in your life there is. So what we typically do is we come up with dream goals for all the different 8 areas of your life that we say makes up the life of Cathy. So we can look at them separately and then come together and create one ginormous, what we call super powered power vision moment. But first it's important to do the different categories. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the one I think I'd like to look at is spiritual.
Spiritual, okay.
Because that's the one that's always like so low and feels so stale.
And when you say spiritual, what does that mean to you?
It's sort of like my heart opening up and feeling connected and feeling alive.
Mm-hmm. So I'm getting, it's more like your inner flame spiritual, your spirit, more than it is a spiritual connection to a higher power. Or is it yes and?
Well, I think for me it's one and the same. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you describe that more to me?
Well, well, maybe it is just a higher power, but I think that they're connected, so like in meditation, when it's, you visualize, the light coming down and grounding you and those kinds of feelings where it's not just within you, it's everything. People have different words for it. Some people say God, some people say nature. It's being connected in that way. But that it's also in me. So it's like,
yes.
I'm part of it. It's like,
yes. It's that what I'm getting is that belief that I am connected to everything and that I'm important because I'm connected to everything. That you're part of the whole. Is that, am I synthesizing it right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not a small thing. It's big.
Yeah.
And that the feeling that I want is alive and connected and love and kindness and all those expansive feelings that come from being spiritually connected or connected to spirit.
Yes. Yeah. So what I'm getting is that you know that you're connected, but you want to feel this connection. that you are connected to nature, you are connected to the world, you are connected to the whole, you are connected to the higher being, like you're part of all of this. And what I'm getting from your number 6 in your Pesh is that you're feeling just about a 6, and you'd like this to be, dare I say, a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what would a 10 look like if your spirit, your spiritual connection was at a 10? What would be going on?
Well, I mean, I would feel light. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there would be this lightness of being, which is my goal, is how I want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling like, okay, so I'm dealing with my health. You know, I've got the family and the work and all that. And if all those were perfect, that spiritual piece is missing. So those things, so it's less it's less
Of a tangible
physical.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what would be going on is I would have space in my life to I would have space in my life around all the activity that I'm doing every day.
That you would feel expansive. It wouldn't feel like this is finite, or this is my world. It's like, this is part of my world. I'm more expansive than this. What else?
Yeah. So what it would look like,
Or feel
I'm
like.
not sure what it would look like. It's just, the only thing I can say is that I would feel light. I feel
light.
heavy so much of the time.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels, what came up for me when you said heavy, and I know that you're present in this moment, but it feels like there's some burdens on you. And when you say light and expansive, that feels like to me that there isn't so much of heavy burdens or even sandbags. Because when I feel heavy, it feels sometimes like I'm carrying the weight of the world here on my shoulders. So when you're connected, let's just take nature, because that is one of your top 5 values. When you're in nature, and just to tell me like one of your favorite places in nature so I can kind of go there with you.
One of my favorite places is hiking on a dirt path. I don't have a one place that is my favorite.
What is it about that dirt path that feels like, because it's...
Well, I love the sound and the sensation and the air and the trees and the space and the quiet. Mm-hmm. It's sort of it's the opposite of life, everyday life.
Well, there's peace. It's quiet. There's calm. There's lots of space to breathe. I'm there with you, so thank you for taking me there. And it's like you're free. Nothing's holding you in, and you can go anywhere. You can go down this path, or maybe you go off the path. It's like, I feel like you're expansive here because nothing's holding you in.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about connectedness from here, from this place.
So the connection is more a connection of just being and of respect and kindness and non-judgment. It's more of a nurturing space, I feel.
Yeah. nurturing, and I get the sense that you're being nourished.
Mhm.
What is nourishing you?
Um, it's like it's almost like we're here and that's a tree and I'm a person and that's dirt on the ground and that's blue sky above, and but there's no animosity, there's no judgment, there's no
Yeah.
the thing that's nourishing, I think, is there's no expectation.
Mm-hmm.
um,
I really hear you say freedom.
yeah.
Wow, you feel so free here. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's asking anything of you. You're just being in oneness with all that's around you.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
Well, the piece that's missing, I think, is the piece that's missing from that picture, I think, is family. Um, so
So that feels like a
my
different dream. Okay, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
So it is. It's like, okay. So when I'm my happiest, my most spiritually fulfilled is walking, hiking in a path, in nature,
Mm-hmm.
um, with my boys,
Mm-hmm.
with people who have the same kind of respect and awe for nature as I do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that connection feels spiritual to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when I hear you describe, so we're definitely in the forest on that dirt road with the trees and the sky. And I get that the connectedness is the yes, I can connect with that. And what really kind of like amplifies and makes this so delicious is in when I bring in my family and I get to share this and be connected with them in this is almost like your church.
Yeah.
And so totally and it's fun. I mean, I can actually hear laughter. It's like you guys are enjoying them, you know, sometimes running and maybe skipping along that path. I'm sorry, I'm putting an image in your mind, but that's what I'm getting. And I could see where that is totally addressing your nature and your fun value. But I'm going to go backwards all the way up. The integrity is, everybody here is an integrity. We honor, we respect where we are. And decisiveness, it's like, I don't know, how does decisiveness come here? How is that honored here in this place?
How is that honored? It's almost like a knowing.
Mm. Like there's trust and knowing here in this space. I can trust this. There's not going to be any surprises from the trees or from the path. And then connectedness, I mean, I totally get the connection. And then we have health. So it feels like here is where, if you can walk and be hiking, there isn't a representation of health, but it also something about, and you tell me, how does health play out here in this environment?
Well, it's visually soothing and calming. The air is fresh and it's clean air, and I'm moving my body, which feels great to me. and I just feel alive in that space.
Great. So let's take this now and create a little yummy dream goal about this. So we know you could go to the park and have a mini experience of this, but now I want you to like close your eyes for just a moment and tap into your heart and your imagination, and just imagine for me and then describe where would be like your your ideal place of going to be in this nature, this piece of nature that's almost like I couldn't possibly. It's like on the edge of that. Where would that piece of nature, kind of your church, where would that be? And you're there. You're going to take yourself there with your family. Where are you?
I don't know. Well, maybe the rainforest in Washington State. I know there's I haven't been there, but I've heard about it.
Can we go a little bit bigger, like the rainforest in Hawaii or the rainforest in Costa Rica? Does anything feel more exciting? No.
No, I actually I'm in love with the Pacific Northwest.
Okay. All right.
I like the climate. I like the I've been to the forests in Hawaii, and they're beautiful, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. You're in love with the Western Coast. Okay, so let's go through the acronym.
Or maybe even in Canada. So there's something in Canada.
So let's start with the Washington State rainforest.
Okay.
And let's just check it out with the dream goals, and then we're going to finish up here because I know I'm going over time. So D is, do you desire it? Do you want this?
Yeah.
And R is real. Can you see yourself having this?
Yes.
Does it excite you?
Yeah.
Does it bring you alive? And is the dream actually alive? Like, does it have a heart and a pulse, and it's like it's not static. It's like movie. You could see it in like a moving picture in your head.
I can get there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty vague. It feels pretty vague right now.
And so let's go to the M of dream, and that is, does it move you forward? Maybe not. Does it motivate you?
Yeah, I have like this voice saying, yeah, but that's not possible. We've got this thing for a year maybe where we're not going to be able to get onto an airplane and feel safe. So,
yes, but that's your negative ego trying to go, hold on, let's be practical. And remember, we're dreaming. We're just dreamers. It's just a dream goal.
Just a dream. Okay.
It doesn't have a date to it yet.
Okay.
It doesn't have a date to it.
Yeah.
It's just something that you're shooting for.
Yeah. Okay. That's so true. I have to keep my negative ego out of this because it just really wants to scramble it.
It does. It wants to step all over it. So your homework, Cathy, is to take this dream goal and notice when your negative ego slides in, because we're just dreaming. We haven't attached a date. We're building this dream goal so that it is compelling and keeps you moving forward.
Okay.
Because you want this. So I want you to now start exploring it from well, what does it feel like for me to be there? Like, just transport yourself. That's your homework. Just take yourself there If you don't know what it looks like, go Google some pictures and just allow yourself to be there. How's
Okay.
that feel?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
Okay.
wonderful. So
Thank
let's
you.
close up here with one word that describes you in this moment.
I'm excited to do this.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
And that's just one dream goal, Cathy.
Mhm.
And I see you shift from tired to excited. So yay you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Talk to you
Cathy.
soon.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
for now.
Oh, lovely. So it was so fun to observe that and to see how the coaching really does happen in the in between. Because
Mhm.
all you do is you're tapping into her energy and you're thinking, oh, dream goal. It feels right. And she comes on and says, dream goals. And it was so great to see that you generated the dream goal from grounding her in her values, because it's a direct route. It feels like it's a direct route to what's really important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then matching it to see if are we honoring our values here in this dream go? Because if you're going to dream, don't waste your time on something that doesn't really matter to you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's great, because it's like you were saying, it's a litmus test to see how much it matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
now
that
she
was
just
fun.
gets to ooh and goo in her vision of this, what her visual hit or what her sensation is of this value, which is fantastic, because that has a resonance to it. It's like a magnet. So it'll be fun to see how that works for her.
Right. And it's so interesting to see how, and this is so normal as human beings, our negative ego will come in and say, no, you don't get to dream. No, you don't get to
Oh,
look
yeah.
ahead. Look
Yep.
at what's going on now. And it was nice to just call it. And she went, oh, right. So
Because
that, and then letting it go.
exactly. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that is exactly what would just take the rug out from underneath her dreaming. So now
Exactly.
bringing that ego in while you're here to sort of help her usher it out of the room is really helpful. That's how she can kind of, oh, well, that'll just happen because my ego's threatened by all this. So wonderful. Wonderful.
Yay.
You can feel the shift. It's so much happier. Like we're both smiling. She's excited. It's fantastic.
Right. Great.
So, so for those of you who were not the client, we hope you received an enlightened experience of cancer journey coaching, meaning we hope you have a better sense of what's possible through cancer journey coaching. And as a matter of fact, we are currently taking applications for our next client. So if you'd like to be a client, or
On
if
the
you
Cancer Journey Show.
for the Cancer Journey Show.
Yeah.
And if you would like to be a client, or if you have any questions about any of this work, or you think you want to know more for some reason, then go ahead and send us an email directly. It comes right directly into our email, info@thecancerjourney, all one word, .com. So until then, remember, you are more powerful than you realize, and we'll see you next week.
Bye for now. Bye.